Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your big buddy Knock holding it down for the one-stop DJ shop. Today we're taking a look at Innofader Pro 2. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the Innofader series, you definitely know that when you're in your hardcore turntablism, this is pretty much the way to go. So there's been so many different versions of the Innofader. They came out with the PMP, the Pro, the Mini, and now they're hitting you with the brand new Pro 2. So what's the big hype? I'll tell you right now, this thing can be adjusted down to a millisecond, which is nuts. I know all you guys out there, you like your curves a certain way, you like your tension to be nice and buttery smooth, and then now you can even take the fader, you can adjust it, cut it all the way down to a millisecond. So according to Innofader right here, it can be cut all the way down to 0.05 cut point accuracy. That's just razor sharp. I like my faders to kind of be hair triggered, and I don't think it gets any better than that. I use Innofaders in a lot of my mixers at home. I've been through the PMPs, I use the Pros. I love them. I actually swapped out the stock fader in my Z2, which is the Mini, and I put a Pro in there, and I love it. Such a big difference, man. I mean, the Minis are great. Definitely for being a stock onboard fader, those are awesome. But as soon as I went with the Pro, I never looked back. And a lot of my buddies that own the Z2, they tried it out. They tried out mine with the Pro in it, and it's just bananas. So we're over here taking a look at the Pro 2. Way more technology goes into this product. It's compatible with majority of the mixers out there. It's compatible with the Ecklers, the Vestax, the Allen and Heath. It's compatible with Pioneer, with Rain, Newmark. Pretty much any quality mixer down the board, Innofader got you covered. So I brought it into the shop today. My own personal 56S. This is one of my favorite mixers. This thing's been through a lot of events, a lot of battles, just everything, man. A few tours, and now my faders are really kind of gunned up, kind of nasty. I gotta take some, better care of my faders, I guess, man. But just after sharing this thing, taking it out to different events, I actually blew the fader out, believe it or not. Yo, shout out to Rain. They make a great product, but man, once you get all kinds of different scratch DJs on the gear, sometimes you can run into some issues. So luckily, I got my Innofader Pro 2, which I'm going to swap into here. Let's see what we got in the box. You got your manuals. It's a lot to read, man. This is definitely not a quick start, but they do a really good job of explaining how to adjust the curve. The calibration method is very important. I know a lot of you guys out there who are putting Pro 2s in your Rain 62s and whatnot are running into some questions that you might have how to properly calibrate it. Now, it's not too difficult. Innofader does have you covered here, but down the road, we're definitely going to do another review or actually do a walkthrough of how to properly calibrate a Z2. So be on the lookout for that. But this pretty much just breaks down all of your configurations. It breaks down how you can adjust the fader down to those milliseconds and all that. And then what's really nice is it actually displays that now the Innofader Pro 2 comes with these adapter boards. So I know if you guys are familiar with the Innofader series, adapter boards used to be this really long circuit that had all the different plugs and whatnot to plug into your different mixers. But now check this out. They got you covered out the box. So these don't require that whole insulation pink wrap that used to go on the adapter boards. You can go in here and they even have whatever type of mixer you're using printed right on the adapter. So it's super easy to use. It takes out all the guessing, like I think my mixer uses this kind of depth. No, man, they got it right here. This one is actually for a Newmark. So they have almost every mixer, or they have every mixer that's compatible to Innofader. They got an adapter for you, and it's labeled on here. So I see here one here for Reloop, again, Newmark, Rain, this one right here. Check this out. Got tons of adapters in here, gotta pull them out. This is the one actually I need for 56S. This one right here, Rain only, 61, 62, 64, 68, TTM 56, TTM 57. So this is all you need, man. It's simple. I love the fact that they have it where they have kind of between the circuit and where it might touch the metal, they got it insulated. They got like a piece of foam there, and again, they have it labeled so you know exactly what circuit board you need or what adapter you need. makes it really easy to use. So I'm going to hang on to this guy. I'm going to need it for the install. Again, you got more literature explaining you how you calibrate the fader, what circuit boards you need to use. You know, Innofader always hooks you up with a keychain, the whole keychain screwdriver, which you're going to need to take out your fader. They got a nice little sample bottle of deoxit, which obviously I need for this fader actually, so thank you, Innofader. You got your different washers. You got to make sure that you put those in. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about when we do the install. And you got 2 fader caps. So hang on to this guy. You're going to need that. You got your record labels. They even hook you up with some labels for your records. You guys that want to create clocks on your vinyl, or even dudes that want to do stuff when they're putting together battle sets, they got you on a set of those. A couple of more ribbons for adapting your Innofader into your mixer. And the Pro 2, which I really like, is they went behind here and put like almost like a whole shielding, so when the metal touches the metal, it doesn't create any more shorts or anything like that. I know a lot of guys that may have tried to install Innofaders and didn't read the pamphlets. Read the pamphlet. It's a lot to read, but do yourself a favor. Get it in, because it's super important. There was guys that were blowing out their Innofaders because they didn't understand that you shouldn't let metal touch metal, especially when you're working with power supplies and circuit boards. No, don't do that. But just in case you didn't read this, Innofader's looking out for you, man. Like I said, with the adapter boards and the fader itself, they got these protective layers here to help you not short out your mixers, man, or your faders. So again, as usual, you have the cut adjustment, curve adjustment, and what's really cool about the Pro 2 is that they have cut adjustment on equal side. So the original PMPs and the Pros, once you kind of set the cut adjustment, that was it for either side of your fader. Now it's individually, so each side can be adjusted individually to where you want the cut to be. So that's pretty dope. I know some guys were that was a request for Innofader. And you have your calibration button. And one thing I absolutely love about Innofaders is the tension adjustment right there. So you can make this thing as buttery smooth, or you can actually, some guys like a little more tension on their fader, you can add that. This is stock right now, so it's pretty good, man. I would say that's about normal. It's about above normal for what might be a stock fader, but this is nice. I like to adjust this thing where you can just blow on it, it flies across. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's the way I like it. So it's really dope. The Innofader is all about adjusting it to your specifications, how you like your faders. Again, these appeal to a lot of scratch DJs, turntablists, but these are also really, really good for guys who are looking to replace their old faders. Again, my fader on my 56S here blew out, so I need a new fader. I can either get a hold of Rain, which I don't know how easily that's going to be anymore, but you know, I can get a hold of whoever represents Rain and try to get a new one, or I can just hit up Innofader, throw this in there, and it's going to last me a long time, man. These are quality products. I've been buying them for years. So, again, I know a buddy of mine who hit me up saying he has a Nexus club mixer that somebody blew out. They need to repair it. He's looking to go Innofader. Not a hardcore turntablist, but he is a DJ who loves quality products. So there you go. Again, you have your plates here. Now what these are for is you can put these on top of the Innofader, and I believe this is the plate I need right here for the Rain. So I put this on top, screw it in, creates a bracket so I can install it into the mixer. Man, so you get a lot. You get a lot of bang for your buck. Like I said, the Innofader Pro 2s are highly adjustable. You could adjust them all the way down to the milliseconds. Like I said, 0.05 cut-in point accuracy. That's nuts. That is insane. The Innofader's always been really good about cut-in accuracy, but this is crazy. And again, the isolated adapters are amazing. I love the fact that they labeled them. It just makes my job way easier. Man, I remember the first time I've ever tried to install the Innofader, period, was a PNP, and I think it took me a day and a half, made a few phone calls to my buddy, completely user error. I just didn't understand what I was doing. I was super excited to get the fader into my mixer and just beast mode. And it took me like a day and a half. So with all the proper instructions, now that everything's labeled for you, the Pro 2 is more or less plug and play. It made everything a lot easier. So I'm gonna go ahead, take this out, take out the stock, go ahead and install the Pro 2, and yeah, let's see what it does. So here we are. We got the 56S on the desk. Let's get into it. Pop the faders off. Get your Phillips screwdriver. Really simple stuff. Definitely not rocket science. But one thing I recommend, keep an eye on these little screws, because if you lose them, you might be screwed. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's see what we got here. That's what I liked about Rain, man. These mixers are super easy to get into. Some mixers are kind of a nightmare, but I really liked how Rain kind of split things in half, so I don't gotta take all these knobs off. I can just get right in here, remove the faceplate, get in here through Phillips, take out the stock fader. Okay, there we go. Now when you do this, piece of advice, do not have it plugged into a power source. Safety is first. Don't short out your mixer, and do not electrocute yourself. So you come in here, take the ribbon, just pop it up, super easy, takes no effort. You can kind of see there's some old fader lube on there. You know, this thing's been through some stuff, man. So what I did is I pre-assembled the plate here, the bracket. All it is just you take your two screws here, screw it into the top of the Innofader. Super easy to use. Like I said, the Pro 2 comes with all the adapter plates that you're gonna need, so it's really easy. Now I take the circuit board, the Rain only, make sure it's for my mixer, TTM 56. Awesome. So this little piece right here pops right off, exposes the teeth, and then you just put that right on there. Plug your ribbon into the board. Then you take this end, and this is pretty much plug and play. Just pop it right in. It's in there. Okay, cool. And then you also want to make sure that your Innofader is facing towards you, so all the information's on here. I pre-adjusted everything the way I like it. Everything's nice and smooth. My cut-ins, they got a whole explanation of where you should have it, your lag, if you want more lag, less lag, where you want your blend, if you want it sharp. It's super easy to read. They tell you exactly where you should have it. They also have the labeling for the interjester. You don't need one for this guy because it has the fader reverse and all that, so you don't need an interjester for this guy, but just in case. And you also have your calibration. Now for the old school Rains, the 56s and all that, you don't necessarily need to calibrate it. You can if you really want to get in there and adjust the fader even further. But I gotta tell you, this thing right here is awesome out of the box when it comes to the 56 and older mixers like that. The whole pre-Serato mixers, they don't really require a whole lot. So then you kind of tilt this in at an angle so you can get in. And then we're gonna install the fader. Right now is when a magnetic screwdriver would be super helpful. This is kind of tricky. You gotta like hold the fader up while you put the screw in, because if not, the fader will drop. So with one hand, just hold it up. There we go, until you get the first screw in there, then you're good. Line it. See, you still got to kind of raise it up just to make sure you get it in there properly. Super easy install. You just got to make sure you hold this fader up. Cool. Get your plate, put it back on, secure it with the fader caps, and then again replace the 4 screws super fast install. Again, the calibration on this particular fader is not really needed. I love how it's calibrated out of the box when it comes to my 56. So I don't really need to go in there and tinker with it. All I did is I adjusted the cut by hair and I adjusted the tension. So the most important thing for me with this install was the tension. I wanted it just a little bit looser. So we take this, we have our Innofader cap, we'll slap it on there, and then we'll give it a test run. All right, so we got the Innofader installed into the TTM56S, and we got it plugged in here at the one stop. And I want to show you guys how crazy this cut-in is. Take this record right here. So check this out. Off, obviously. I'll barely move it. That's on. How nuts is that? Check this out. Look, I'll shut it off. It's magic. This is YouTube magic. The fader looked like it didn't even move, but it did. Crazy. It's on and off. Hair trigger, nuts. I got the tension the way I like it. Look at that. Crazy. Crazy hair trigger. Tension's buttery smooth. You've seen exactly how precise the cut was. It's just unbelievable. Crazy. Yo, so that's our look at the Innofader Pro 2. It's definitely Big Buddy Knock approved. Check us out on Facebook/OneStopDJShop. Hit us up online, www.onestopdjshop. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe. We got tons of more reviews coming. Once again, I'm your Big Buddy Knock. I'll catch you at the One Stop. Peace.